What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk about our good friends that care so much about our money. I mean, that care so much about us, our boys from Activision. Today I want to talk about 10 times Activision almost killed Call of Duty with terrible decisions. The first decision happened back in 2009 when they fired the OG Infinity Ward, and because of that, no one was left there in the studio, probably only the janitor, and Modern Warfare 2 never got fixed. Now, luckily, even broken, MW2 got to be one of the best Call of Duty games of all time. But imagine if they had at least fixed the goddamn grenade launchers. MW2 would have been amazing. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Infinity Ward wanted more money or whatever it was. You know, it should have been given to them because those guys were the best. And then we have mistake number 2, dividing the community with the console exclusivity deal. So this showed that Activision pretty much only cared about money. They didn't care about the community. Microsoft paid more, so the Xbox at the time when Black Ops 1 was out got all the DLCs first, and the PlayStation 3 and the PC Master Race had to wait a month for all the DLCs. Obviously, you know, this was not cool. The community was not happy. The PlayStation players and PC players were not happy, and because of that, a lot of people stopped buying DLCs. I was one of them. I didn't buy pretty much any Black Ops 1 DLC, I guess. Maybe I bought one, and then I started buying DLCs again when Call of Duty Ghosts came out. But yeah, this really made a lot of people unhappy because it showed that Activision really cared about the money. Then we have mistake number 3, which is something that ruined the old Call of Duty games. Selling old Call of Duty games online and also DLCs when, you know, for a very high price, when they are left without any support and they are filled with hackers till the top. Now, I understand, you know, Call of Duty 4, World at War, MW2 not having support anymore because they are so freaking old. But the thing is that if you go online on the PlayStation 4 marketplace and Xbox One marketplace, they are still pretty expensive, these games, and they should be sold for like $5. You know, as I said, I'm okay with the games not having support. Because of that, there's a lot of hackers ruining the game. But if the games were cheap, a lot more people would buy them. There would be a lot more people online, and maybe we would encounter less hackers. And you know, it's another thing that shows all they want is money, because the games are still being sold for such a high price for how old they are. And then we have mistake number 4, the infamous FU Last Stand. Not even the guy from Infinity Ward knew that Last Stand was still in the game, was going to be in the game, and pretty much that guy's life was ruined. And I don't know, like a year later, he quit Infinity Ward because he was burned alive in front of everyone. The guy became a living meme. I'm talking about Robert Bowling, and at the time everyone hated Deathstrix. For example, Last Stand. So one guy asked, "Yo, is Last Stand going to be in the game?" And Robert Bowling, aka Robert Trolling, was like, "No, Last Stand is not going to be in the game. FU Last Stand." So everyone was super happy. Yes, Last Stand is gone. But then MW3 was out and Last Stand was in the game. Activision couldn't let it go because the noobs needed Last Stand, and without the noobs, they wouldn't make as much money. So I guess this was a decision to, you know, to keep the noobs playing Call of Duty. I don't know. It was pretty bad. They lied to our faces, and as I said, not even the guy from Infinity Ward knew this was gonna happen, knew this was happening behind his back. And then we have mistake number 5, which is going futuristic and also the new advanced movement system. Bad decision, man. 3 years of freaking torture, 3 years of nerds high on G fuel, flying around with his SCUF controllers, jumping, you know, running on walls and all that stuff. Oh my freaking god, I pretty much hated those 3 years. Now, I'm not against a futuristic Call of Duty. I think it can be okay if it is boots on the ground only, because that's Call of Duty, boots on the ground only. If I want to run on walls and double jump in the air, I'm gonna go play Titanfall 2, you know, it's okay in there. But yeah, at the time we got Advanced Warfare because people wanted change, and you know, it went into the future, a new movement system, and it was a bad decision in my opinion. They should have made Call of Duty Vietnam instead, which is a Call of Duty Sledgehammer was working on before Advanced Warfare, but because people wanted change, it, you know, I think that Activision felt like a Call of Duty Vietnam would still be more of the same, so they really changed the franchise, and yeah, I didn't like this. And then we have mistake number 6. Oh, this one happened because of Advanced Warfare. Supply drops. Oh my god, supply drops ruined everything. Pay to win became even more noticeable. While before you had the option to buy things for a small fixed price at the reach of everyone, with the supply drops it all became a gamble, right? If you had a bunch of money to spend on supply drops, eventually after killing your wallet, you would be able to get your ball obsidian steed or something like that. But if you couldn't afford spending money on supply drops over and over again, you were just screwed, and you had to play the game with the shitty default guns, aka me. I had to do that, and it was torture to play against people using the ball obsidian steed and the ASM1 speakeasy and all that stuff that you could get pretty much only by using supply drops. And then we have, ladies and gentlemen, mistake number 7. This is something that a lot of people liked, enjoyed, a decision a lot of people enjoyed back in the day, but then a few years later they were like, oh my god, I regret that. So mistake number 7 is not making a Call of Duty Ghosts 2. Instead, we got Infinite Warfare, and when Infinite Warfare happened, at that point everyone just was tired of the futuristic Call of Duty games with the advanced movement system. People were actually asking for Call of Duty Ghosts 2, but it didn't happen. Big mistake. I think that, you know, Ghosts 2 could have been the COD savior we needed, because Ghosts 1 is amazing. Yes, it has a few flaws here and there, like the maps are too big, the color palette is kind of poor, but overall it is a great Call of Duty game. With those mistakes fixed in Ghosts 2 and with, you know, some more new stuff, oh my god, it would have been the most biblical Call of Duty game of all time, but instead we got Infinite Warfare. I do like Infinite Warfare, not gonna lie. And then we have mistake number 8, selling Modern Warfare Remastered only together with Infinite Warfare. Ooh, bad decision. This kind of hurt Modern Warfare Remastered a little bit. A lot of people really wanted to buy this game because it was Call of Duty 4 Remastered, but they didn't want to give any money for Infinite Warfare, and Activision was forcing us to do that. They knew that no one was going to buy Infinite Warfare because of all the hate, and they were like, oh my god, if we don't sell IW together with MWR, only like 10 people are going to buy IW. It's gonna be the joke of the century. We cannot let that happen. But yeah, a lot of people actually didn't buy MWR because they didn't want to pay for Infinite Warfare 2. And then we have mistake number 9, releasing Call of Duty games unfinished. So this is this started happening with Infinite Warfare, and then it happened again with World War II. The reason why these games came out and finished is because Activision decided to pay more attention into content for supply drops, I guess, than into actually making a decent game, right? They were focusing on creating so much content so that they could make as much money as possible with supply drops that they forgot about the game itself, the most important thing, the freaking game, not supply drops. Guess what was ready? One thing that was ready on day one: supply drop. They were ready right there for you to spend as much money as possible, but other things like leaderboards, combat record, emblem creator, and other stuff was missing, and it took them months to put these things in the game. Obviously a bad decision, and that made a lot of people very unhappy, and I guess they quit on Infinite Warfare and World War II pretty fast. And that's why those games were so boring in the beginning, because they came out incomplete, but the supply drops were full of content so that you could spend money on them. And the last mistake on this list is trying to force down our throats the Black Ops Pass for Black Ops 4. So this is gonna be the new season pass. They're gonna stop selling DLCs separately. There's not gonna be DLC 1, DLC 2, DLC 3, and DLC 4 that you can buy separately. No, it's gonna be just one thing that you're gonna have to buy. Not with the standard edition. It doesn't come with the cheapest edition of the game. You're gonna have to buy one of the other editions, which are way more expensive if you want to be able to play on the DLC maps. Obviously, this is really bad. People are very unhappy with this, and the fact that you cannot buy them separately, like DLC 1, DLC 2, DLC 3, and DLC 4, is even worse. So a lot of people are thinking about not buying the Black Ops Pass, or even worse, not even buying Black Ops 4. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Peace out.